Guys, do you remember in just maybe a couple weeks ago, I had this big bruise on my arm? It was here and it was a big black bruise. If you look at my videos from the past week or so, you'll see it. I had taken a box out of the trunk of my car. I heaved it up, but when I lifted it, it just banged in my arm. And the next day, I had this big black, ugly bruise. And during this time of healing, it just got darker and darker. I didn't see it right away. But that injured spot, over time, it got dark, it got ugly. And I continued to rub it because there was actually a little knot in my arm. And so I rubbed and rubbed and rubbed, and it got dark and it got ugly and it got just ugly. It didn't swell, but it was definitely just ugly to look at. And so, guys, what I'm going to talk to you about is when God is taking us to the place of perfection and healing, it's going to be ugly at first. Just like the knot that was on my arm. Now you can barely see it. It's still a little tender to the touch, but look how remarkably it healed compared to where it was before. I mean, I literally had a huge black round. It was black, then it turned black and blue, then it looked red, but nevertheless still noticeable. And it was huge. When God has taken you through your time of healing, there's some ugliness that's in there. It's ugliness. It's kind of like when you are boiling water and from its impurities, that stuff comes to the surface. You understand? But you're being cleansed and you're being healed. Just like my bruise on my arm, that's not even, you can't even see it. So God is doing the same thing in you and I. Don't resist when things get ugly. Don't get scared when things get choppy. Don't bail out when things begins to toss to and fro the waves and things get ugly. Do you ever notice that when you want to get closer to the Lord, that's when things get crazy? You just prayed and it got worse. You just fasted and it got worse. You just dedicated your life to the Lord and it seemed like everybody around you is acting crazy. Well, that's because you're on your way to everlasting life. This is a path that we take. And when you do that, the enemy's like, I bet he's coming against you. I find it so funny that people absolutely don't realize that there's a devil. They talk about him, but he's not going to do nothing. You think that he's just going to sit by and let you make it into heaven? But what a lot of us want God to do is like, no, God, keep me from him. Keep me from him. He is keeping you from him. As a matter of fact, that was one of Jesus's prayers, that he keeps us from, the devil. But he doesn't have direct access to you. So he is actually keeping them from you. But you will experience things, trials and temptation, because it's all a trying of our faith. And it prepares us to be worthy to be in the presence of the Lord. Please watch my video called God, Why Am I Suffering? And you'll see more of what I'm saying to you. But guys, to wrap up this video, I'm going to say, don't be afraid of when things get ugly. Don't be afraid of when things get bumpy. Don't be afraid of when you feel like you're being bruised and you're being badgered. No, you're actually on a place to healing. Anything in our human body, it always tells us when something gets hurt. Listen, if listen, if my forearm itches, which it actually is itching right now, the whole body is aware of it. It's like my arm is itching, but I look and I go, my hand gets involved. You see? So what happens is this, guys. God is with us. God is with us through everything. He's aware of every bit. He's going to take care of you. You itch, you hurt, he's keenly aware of it, and he's going to comfort you. You need a little scratch on your back. You need a little pat. You need a massage out that knot that's in your arm that I had. And guess what? In all things, you're in the palm of God's hands. He's not going to leave you alone. So don't be afraid of the waves. Don't be afraid of the tossing to and fro. Don't be afraid of the bruising. Don't be afraid of the things that comes up spiritually, because it's all leading you to a road of healing. It's all leading you to a road that leads to growth and definitely making you more and more like Jesus Christ. Consider what he went through and compare yourself to that and think, am I truly going through the same things that Jesus went through? No. Because he did the ultimate for us, so we would not have to endure such horrific things. I know to you right now, you feel like what you're going through is horrible. I'm not negating it, but understand that everything you go through, God is with you, and no matter how bad it gets, it's going to lead to healing. All right, guys? Bye.